On his very first day in prison, Michael quietly picked up a magazine and slid it into the drain. Trash had already blocked much of the water flow. A short while later, he dropped a folded paper cup into the medical ward's drain, which he had prepared in advance. Eventually, the cup got stuck at the exact same point where the first magazine had lodged. Seeing the result, Michael immediately realized his assumption was correct. This meant the medical ward drain was directly connected to the prison yard drain. More importantly, the medical ward was the closest area to the prison's outer wall. Now Michael needed a reason to visit the infirmary repeatedly. He lied, claiming he had diabetes. When Sarah gave him an insulin shot, a new problem emerged. Michael's hands began shaking uncontrollably. To deal with it, he went to his contact inside the prison, C-Note. Michael asked for a drug that could counteract the effects of insulin. He thought it would be difficult, but C-Note calmly replied that it was no big deal. However, this prison was not an easy place for anyone. Most inmates were extremely violent. Some attacked others right in front of the guards. One man suddenly stabbed another, hitting him directly in a vital area. Michael was stunned, seeing something like this for the first time. The other inmates simply formed a circle and watched, as if it were an everyday occurrence. That was when his cellmate, Sucre, approached and explained it in a single sentence. This is prison, and this is how things work here. The next day in the yard, Sucre, acting like a seasoned veteran, began explaining the prison rules to Michael. He didn't know that Michael had already studied every detail of the place. Still, Michael listened as if hearing it all for the first time. Sucre explained that the yard was divided into territories. Black inmates controlled the basketball court. White inmates stayed in the gym area. The remaining areas were controlled by the guards. According to Sucre, the guards were worse than street thugs. While Sucre talked to others, Michael silently scanned his surroundings. The distance between fire hydrants, a small manhole cover, nothing escaped his eyes. His mind was calculating everything. Then Michael noticed a man standing alone in a corner. Sucre immediately warned him to stay away. Rumor had it that the man had shot the vice president's brother and had received a death sentence. According to Sucre, death row inmates were the most dangerous people in prison, but Michael said the opposite. He wanted to get close to that man. Sucre couldn't understand why. Then Michael revealed the truth. That man was his brother. Sucre fell completely silent. The next day, Michael went straight to see the prison boss, John. John made it clear that getting into the prison workshop would come at a price. In response, Michael simply handed him a paper cup. The workshop itself was nothing special. Painting walls, fixing bricks, basic labor. But Michael's brother, Lincoln, worked there, which was why Michael wanted the position. Offering just a paper cup felt like a direct insult to John. John and his men were about to attack Michael when he stepped back and said only one thing: "When you want to talk, come find me." That immediately made John suspicious. He sent his men to investigate. Shortly after, he received news that a mysterious envelope had arrived recently. Inside was a photo of the man who had betrayed John and sent him to prison. And inside the same envelope was a paper crane. At that moment, John understood everything. This had all been Michael's doing.